Hi, my name is Ray Catull, and you may know me from the such projects as... You may also know me as the host of the internet's favorite harness handicapping show, North American Harness Update, which I host with these two guys, Mike Prebosi and Rod Adams Jr. Every Friday from 9 p.m. Eastern, you can catch us talking harness, handicapping harness, and most importantly, having fun with harness. Can we please get this stuff out of my face? Thank you! North American Harness Update, Fridays from 9 on SRN1. Also download Often Pacing and using promo code NAHU200K, start your stable with an additional 200,000 coins. You can also catch show archives and racing analysis over at our website, NAHUPicks.com!
When the Wolverines of the Western Wind are howling, that can only mean one thing. It's lunchtime, but it also could mean that the NAHU crew is back to present another edition of the NAHU Extra. This one, the NAHU Pick 4 Aces, covering the late Pick 4 over at Running Aces Casino and Racetrack for Tuesday, July 3rd. Now, this Pick 4 carries a guaranteed pool of $7,500. Repeat me, $7,500 guaranteed money played into this pool. You've got to play it mostly for that reason. It's a really competitive sequence, too, coming up this Tuesday on the 9-race program. Starting in the 6th race, we have a higher-level condition trot to kick things off. Numbers at 3,700 their last 5 starts. I'm joined here, of course, by Mike Prebosi and Rod Adams Jr. of the NAHU crew. And Mike, to start things off, you thought that this was a pretty wide-open affair.
I do. I think it's hard. I think the whole thing is hard. So I'm 3 deep to start. The 3 Silver Hill, Volo, tough to overlook, just on class. Coming in from Hawthorne, 2 straight open races. That's the best horses on the grounds there. Back whenever this horse raced, now it was at 2,500. Squeaked out a nose victory. This horse has a lot of back class. Won 6 times last year. Draws well. Hard to leave off, I think. The 4 Forceful Gale, another one that dropped last time. Came in from Hoosier, won easily at 1-2. Now steps up. I think these are better, but, this horse raced well at the racetrack and, woke up a little too, and I don't mind that. Should be out on the front again. And then the 6, Doug's Hobby Horse. This horse raced in opens last time and broke. Just pitched that race. Was 12-1 versus those horses. That's a tough race. Prior to that was racing known as a 37.50 and racing extremely well. This horse actually could be the favorite in here, depending on, what kind of money she takes. But her speed definitely plays well against a lot of these who don't necessarily like to race up close. 3, 4, and 6.
Now, Rodney, our resident Running Aces expert who gave out the winning Pick 4 on Sunday for $200 and so, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Give us a little taste of that expert flair in this 6th race to kick off the sequence.
Well, I'm not any different from Mike here. 3, 4, and 6 for me. Like Mike said, the 3 coming in from Hawthorne, racing in the opens. This horse has been competitive against those types, and this group is a bit softer, so I think you have to have him on. The 4, I have nothing else to add there. And then the 6, Doug's Hobby Horse. Key note there in that last start was he hit the gate when right before the gate sprung open, and that's why he made that break. But you look back before that, this horse has been razor sharp ever since coming to Aces, and tough for me not to have him on the ticket. I agree with Mike. This horse should take money, and he deserves to take money. 3, 4, 6.
Well, Ray Catull, I'm a little different from both of you. I do take the 6 Doug's Dobby horse, specifically for the class drop and also the form she showed back at this level 2 and 3 starts back. But I also draw on the 5 Mr. Jackpot, who seemed to just be a little bit over his head in the open handicaps here at Running Aces. Now making the drop in class, looking back to on his debut here of the season at this level, raced decently, chasing a better horse home to finish 2nd by 11 lengths. So he should fit this level, might be ignored despite the class drop just because the lines he has aren't necessarily that stellar, but he could bounce just given the fact that this field is not as tough, especially considering Silverload, Banker, Volo, those the best horses, the fastest horses on the grounds are absent. 5-6 for me in the first leg. Second leg of this sequence, it's a pacing event, bottom level pacing event. Numbers of $850 in their last four for filly and mare pacers. 9 horses going postward. And Mike, bottom level field, again, another one you think it's tough.
Yeah, I'm going inside here. I'm going to try the 1, 2, and 3. The 1, Fox Valley Ruby, comes from Hawthorne. Just won a 4-claimer there. Comment was used twice. Was 20 to 1 in that spot, but and that was the first win of the year. This horse won 5 times last year, and I'm interested in things like that. I think that the horse drawing well, does flash speed, should play well at this place with that speed, and I don't necessarily feel like the class is a big issue. The 2, Relentless Spirit, this horse comes off an injury scratch, which I'm not necessarily crazy about, but prior to that was, sub 2 to 1 at this level on June the 19th. So that was, 2 weeks ago. I'm not sure what happened last time, but if the horse is ready, got Lasix last time too, and that's another thing. Second time Lasix does fit, obviously, if ready. And then the 3, Nutmeg's Desire, I'm not that crazy about, but this horse has been consistent, especially the last 2. Had a perfect trip last time and probably should have won as the favorite, but kind of got ripped off late by the outside horse in this race. I just feel like that horse might have a little bit too much to do from that 9 hole. This horse has a post edge. It has been consistent, and it's just impossible to leave off. So 1, 2, and 3.
Well, there's one thing taken from Mike's opinion of this race. It's that it's one he's not crazy about. How about for you, Ron?
I'm too deep here. I might use the 2 as well, but I'm going to start with the 3, Nutmeg's Desire. This one obviously needs to be used. Been sharp the last 2 starts, and moves kind of this is really the same class, but these are different types of horses than what she's been in with for the most part. There are a few that she's been in with, but inside post again, and should stay close throughout. Raced really well last time, have to play. And then the 4, Backstock. I used this horse last time, and she was just way out of contention the whole race, had really bad cover. Second start back off the 6th scratch there, or judge's scratch, I should say, and comes off a really good race. Closed very well, should be much closer in here, and if she can end up second over, I think she could upset this group at a decent price, so 3-4.
In agreement with Mike here. Nutmeg's Desire is our overlap horse consistently. She has the ability to win here. Last time was just caught by a horse closing, benefiting off the slow pace set early on. It's just total pace setup in that situation. But this time around, draws well again, should be a factor. I agree with Fox Valley Ruby. She also has speed, and the rail draw should help. And the 2, Relentless Spirit, has a lot of back class to go along with some of the angles going on with her. But again, that injury scratch is a concern. However, she might be able to come back and race well off of it, especially since this is the bottom level. So maybe even if she's not at her best, she can still grab a win. So I'm 1, 2, 3 in the second leg. Third leg's the 8th race, claiming handicap pace, $4,000 to $6,000. We got 9 more horses going poster here. A lot of full fields in this sequence for the $7,500 guaranteed pick 4. And Mike, who do you got?
4 deep here. The 4, Mighty Fine Hi-Ho. This horse draws well again. Has been, knocking heads with most of these. Has 6 wins already this year and has been in the money 15 out of 18. Just very consistent. Can do it either way, from up close and from the back. I feel like a must use. The 7, Musician, I think, is interesting. 21 morning line. This horse, was racing well earlier this year. Another one that's consistent. Gets an outside draw, but has faced these types in the past, and I just feel like this horse could be sneaky here with a little bit of a trip. Last time was better, and I like that. So I'll try that one at a big price. And then the outside too, the 8, Barbosa. This horse won last time from the 7 hole on the front. Was chased home by the 9. Both of these 2 horses should get away well again. And the problem with the 9 is he's 0 for 13. 7 wins last year, though. The 8 had 10 wins last year. Both very consistent types at this level. I'll try them both also. So 4, 7, 8, 9.
Rod, will you try both those also?
Yep, I'm 5 deep here. I'm also using the 4 for basically the same reasons Mike is. The 5, I'm blue 2. I'm going to throw this one on. Got shuffled last week. I thought he should have pulled the horse, and he had a little bit of late go there. I thought maybe he choked the horse sitting in there. Just didn't really fire late like he should have off of that trip. So I do think this horse fits well against this group. The 6, Tornado Henry. If you had him last week, he was my top pick. And it was a good race. He got a perfect setup, but I do think he should be leaving again and could get that setup once again. And then the 8 and 9 are the 2 obvious horses, but draw outside. So you have to try to beat those horses at short prices. And I think this is the most wide open race of the entire card. And I wouldn't be opposed to anybody hitting the all button here. So 4, 5, 6, 8, 9.
Yet none of you used the horse I feel could end up blowing this ticket away, and that's the 2, Walkermeister, dropping out of the condition claiming ranks after moving up from the bottom level. Won at the bottom level, fairly handy at odds of 9-2 off a decent trip. Next out, showed speed against Tougher and ended up chasing in the pocket. Still gained ground to finish 4th there against Mr. Ranger, Lincoln, horses that I feel could compete very well at this class level. Then last out off an effort like that, tried going first over, didn't do too well, but still moves like that show a horse is potentially live. He draws well this time around. He is moving a slight bit up in class, but again, the draw in his racing style might put him in a prime spot to pull off an upset. We're all in agreement though on the 4, Mighty Fine Hi-Ho, was claimed a couple starts back 2 times in a row and has been racing consistently well ever since. Usually takes play though, so he's not that revolutionary a pick, but he certainly is racing sharply at the moment, especially at this class level. And then I also use the 8 Barbosa mostly for pace reasons, because this horse can get off the gate, and if this horse leads the way, has the potential to wire him. Even if he's starting from the 8 hole, the 9 hole, the 10 hole, the 12 hole, any kind of hole, this horse can get out of it, and he can most likely get the front and take him wire to wire. So I'm 2, 4, 8 in the 3rd leg, bringing us to the final leg of the sequence, race number 9, Filly and Mare Pacers. Numbers at 3,700 last 5, more like numbers at 2,700. We got a bunch of horses moving up in class, 1 moving down, and Mike, to cap things off, who do you got?
A little chalky here. I'm 3 deep. The 1 swinging again, consistent. Got picked off last time by Totally Racy, who's also in this race. That came from the back. This horse gets a post switch. His 4th back always takes money, and I think maybe can get a little bit better of a trip here. Will be live late. The 3 Jaded Dream drops from open handicaps, gets away from a lot of those, Gold Star Misties, Delightfully Wild. Those are just way better than these. Doesn't usually take a ton of money versus those, but this drop will certainly help. And then the 5 Totally Racy raced very well last time, and has raced well 3 out of the last 4 races, coming from off the pace. Should get a little bit of a setup. Came home 27-1 last time. That sort of kicker would win this again. So 1, 3, 5.
Rod, cap it off.
I'm using the exact same 3 horses here. The 1, he tried to make a huge move last time and just got caught late. It was a very good start in my opinion. Now draws the rail. Must use on your ticket. The 3 Jaded Dream. Dropping from the opens is beatable, but the horse has back class to go off of. And then the 5 Totally Racy got a perfect setup last time to win that race. And I'm not a huge fan of this horse, but she is kind of a trip horse. But this is a decent spot for her to get a nice trip again and follow up some good cover and potentially win this race. So 1, 3, 5.
I'm going to go one step further than both of you. I agree entirely with the 1-5, but I'm tossing the 3 Jaded Dream. Just seems to not provide enough value to me on this ticket. Not only that, as you said, is definitely beatable off the class drop. So if anything, I let this horse beat me, because I think the 1 and the 5 have much better chances and are of equal merit to the 3 Jaded Dream, despite the class differences. So I'm 1-5 in the last leg. You two pretty much touched on what makes them contenders. So here's my ticket for 50 cents that goes as follows. I'm 5-6 with 1-2-3 with 2-4-8 with 1-5. That's $18 for 50 cents. Mike, your ticket.
3-4-6 with 1-2-3 with 4-7-8-9 with 1-3-5. It's 54.
And Rod.
3-4-6 with 3-4 with 45689 with 135. It's $45.
That said, you can find these tickets over at our website, NAHUPicks.com,
Yep.
NAHUPICKS.com. That does it for another edition of the NAHU Extra. I have been Ray Catolo, joined here by Mike Bribosi, Rod Allums Jr. You can catch us every Friday on SRN1 from 9 p.m. over at 148.ca/1, as well as live on Facebook, Periscope, YouTube, and most video streaming platforms available. You can also find our our racing analysis every race day from Woodbine Mohawk Park, Meadowlands, and of course Running Aces over at our website as well. With that said, that does it. I'm done talking. The end.